How are we doing today, everybody? Monster King here. Got a pretty cool build. It's called, I call it my Hexotic build, but of course you can call it whatever you like. You call it exotic slash high end with exotics. You know, this, that, this, and still need better pieces for it, but for what it is, it's incredible. Taking down plenty of strikers with some stacks, and then without stacks, of course. When they had stacks, a lot harder than if they don't have stacks because their damage isn't as powerful. But start with the chest piece here. Of course, we got the Barrett's chest piece rolled into firearms. And we can see what Barrett's does, which is very important to note on this build, and I'll show you guys here in a moment after we get done going with the gear and the weapons as to why the Barrett's why the talents for that is very important to take note of. Let's see, so like I said, firearms, and we have skill haste and health with ammo cap. I just love ammo cap, who doesn't love ammo cap? And then I have max 267 1% crit hit chance mods. Alright, moving on to the backpack. A specialized backpack, which I never really paid attention to half the high-end items other than maybe the Savage Gloves or the Inventive backpack. But now that I've kind of sat down and thought, well, what can I make? Because one of my friends was struggling because he was coming back in, didn't have all the pieces, so I was trying to help him make up some builds and stuff, and that's what really got me to thinking into, like, what can I put together that's not classified at all that new players could obtain and still do okay with. And this is the build I came out with. So the specialized, the talent says adds 200% of firearms and stamina to skill power, which is very nice. It's rolled into stam. It's not optimized. Most of these pieces are not fully optimized. It's got health on it. Tried to stack as much health as I could on this character instead of like crit damage and crit chance. Just for the sheer fact of you're gonna be you're not a striker. You're not a 6-piece of anything really. But the more health you have, it helps you out a lot. And ammo cap as always. And this one, we got the firearms mod with skill power. And we got a two pulse crit hit damage mods, which I'm not sure if I want to go back and forth between a pulse and a booster shot, but I'll have to try that out as well. But for the moment, I just have the pulse mods on. Next are the skull gloves, which are maxed out, rolled into stam. So that's 2 pieces of stam, and we're gonna have 3 pieces of firearm. Of course, the holster rolls for all of them, so that's not really a huge factor. The only thing I would change about this, if I would, sorry about that. The only thing I would change about this is the enemy armored, or I can take off chance or enemy armor damage and put that with AR damage, because my main gun I'm going to be running with is an AR. The house is a backup, but some people would run the house as a primary. But take it how you want it. This is just how I got it. Of course, some people will always love both crit damage, crit chance, and like AR or SMG. But because in one of Qatar's videos, shout out to you, talked about the enemy armor damage, and that's what I kind of focused on a little bit on this, was getting at least that 35%, which it, I don't even know how to word it, but it ignores 35% of the person's armor mitigation. So if theirs is at like, let's see, 30% armor mitigation, and you have 35% enemy armor damage, and when you use your AR and you got some of the stuff stacked onto your gear like this, and if they have 30% mitigation, you're going to ignore 35% of that. So it's pretty cool to note. And the skull gloves gives me damaged, or increases my damage by 16% when there's no gear set bonuses active. So if you're wearing one piece of anything, that's fine to run with these, but if you start stacking the 2-piece, 3-piece, so on and so forth, then that's going to ignore the damage increase here. Up next is the mask, and I'm not sure which mask I want to use, but for the moment this one is doing me pretty well, the endured mask. Rolled into firearms, and we do have firearms mods. We got enemy armor damage. I would love to take kill XP off and put any other sort of resistance on there, like burn, bleed, or shock, because those are the main ones. Not too worried about disrupt or disorient, but that's just me. So enduring, well, in the last health segment, health continuously regenerates to fill up the segment. So that's kind of like a baby nomad in a way, because nomad gives you that full heal, or heals you smallly over time. But this is just for the segment, the last segment of health. And the mod here is a firearms 265 1% crit hit chance, and that one I believe is maxed out. No, it's not. I lied. Looks like it is. It's just the armor is maxed out on it. That's what I thought. Okay, let's see. Next, we got the short bow championship knee pads, because all the other high-end ones, they don't really do much for you at all. And of course, we roll it into firearms with a stamina mod. We got health on there. We got shock, damage to elites, and kill XP. I love to take those last two off and put bleed and burn, just for the pred users, fire crest users, or the flame turrets, and the shock, of course, for the shock turrets. And with this, we got a 267 stam mod with 1% crit hit chance. Also have a 2% pulse crit hit damage mod on there as well. And last but not least, we got the steadfast holster, which is maxed out, and health regeneration kicks in twice as fast while in cover. So if you're taking some shots and you need to get some health fast, that enduring mask and the steadfast work pretty well together. If you jump into cover real quick for a moment, and this does have a pulse crit hit chance mod, or pulse crit hit damage mod, 2% on it as well. And like I said, I'm probably gonna have to go back and forth between popping pulses and popping booster shots, and having self heals to give myself a little bit better of a heal whenever I pop a booster shot, if I'm low health or just in general. And as far as the guns, my primary is a LOVA, or LVOAC, whichever you would love to call it. It's not maxed out, not optimized. Only part of my gear is. Just because I spent my D-Tech on a bunch of other stuff that I don't remember because it's been so long. And I'm slowly recouping my stuff back. My D-Tech. 19% enemy armor damage, not 24. It's alright. Base sitting at about 6,500 firearms. I'm doing about, like it says, 19.8k. Unforgiving, vicious, responsive, pretty good talents. Instead of vicious, I could put deadly on there. That would probably help me out a little more, just for the sheer fact of you're gonna get shot a couple times and, you know, lose that first health segment, but you know, it works pretty well for me. I'll probably have to try swapping that out sometimes. And of course, I like stability a lot. I know I could probably, or should probably, go into crit damage and or some crit chance mods on here. But the mag is a 19.5% with 4% crit hit damage, 4.9% rate of fire. The scope has got 14% stability, 6% headshot damage, and 4% crit hit damage. Muzzle also has 14% stability. It's got 3% crit hit chance and 4.5% optimal range. I would love for that to maybe have crit damage on there, or headshot damage, but for the moment, it's not bad. And the underbarrel has 13.5% stability, 2% accuracy, and 4% crit hit damage. Now the secondary that I use will be the house with 21.5% crit hit chance. Still not optimized, could be better. Has vicious and unforgiving as well, which is two of the talents I got on this gun, which I should probably swap both those to deadly, but it is what it is for the moment. And of course you got the card counter. Now this one has 121% mag size with 3% crit hit chance, 4.5% reload speed. The scope has 5.5% headshot damage, 3% crit chance, and 4% crit damage. I should probably get a different scope on there. But for like the bigger scopes, like the 3.4 times and higher, for some reason whenever I'm aiming in and in combat, I accidentally press in the ADS button. So then like my aim goes all over the place. But it's still a pretty good one. The muzzle has 17% crit hit damage, 5.5% headshot damage, and 3% crit hit chance, plus the 48 increased threat, but we don't worry about that half the time. And the underbarrel has 18% crit hit damage, 4.5% optimal range, and 2% accuracy. I like that description. The house always wins. And so, I guess I can go over the Golden Rhino. It's just got responsive on it. I only have this because I just didn't need stuff in my stash. Trying to make room. 7% crit hit chance, 6% headshot damage, 5% optimal range, 14.5% accuracy, 5% optimal range, and 4% crit damage. Now, like I was saying before, with this Barrett's chest piece, why it was important to note the talents, I will show you here at the shooting range. Why it's important. Alright, so we all know with the booster shot that it will increase your firearms and your toughness. So let's see what Barrett says again. No skills on cooldown increases skill power by 10%. Sweet. So that means you get an extra 10% better pulse, booster shot, whatever. And whenever you proc one skill and one's on cooldown, your damage gets increased by 5%. Whenever both your skills are on cooldown, it increases your armor by 10%. So let's pop a pulse first, get that one out of the way. Alright, so we see some number fluctuation right there. Okay. Let this come back. So that didn't do anything for our toughness because it stayed at 495.22. But let me double check that. Yeah, 495. It just messed with the firearms there. We'll let that come back. Come on. Alright, so now we have the 285.5 for primary firepower, and we got, of course, the 495 toughness. So whenever I pop the booster shot, watch this. 334, and 535, which isn't bad. And my weapon went from 19.8 to 23.3, which is also amazing. House up to 24.5. And it dropped down just a little bit there. Alright. So whenever we get this back, I will pop both of these. So we went from 485 to 535. So whenever I pop both, that's whenever we're gonna get the whole armor increase. So we're gonna 1, 2, and that puts me up to 562. Firepower goes up a lot. 22.4, 23.6. If you're running in a team using this blue, you're thinking, well, I'm still kind of squishy. It's not going to do anything. But if you pop the booster shot to give you that extra little bit of toughness, a little bit of firepower, pop a pulse, which will then activate the second skill cooldown, increases armor by 10% talent, plus a blue. Alright, get ready. Get ready for this. Sitting at almost 500,000 toughness. Alright. $1.223740. For being non-classified and none of this is fully optimized, just a few bits and pieces here, I'd say that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Go ahead and see if I can't get into a match or so with this. And kind of show you what damage it does. See if I can't go against strikers, which is probably going to be half the people in the lobby, but nonetheless, we'll see what we can do here. Play a match or two for you guys. Kind of give you some ideas onto whether if you would like to possibly try to build out or just see what happens. Recognize a few of these names in here. Loaf, I recognize, and Trin. I think those are the only two I really recognize. See some other 99s in here, but I don't think I've played with them, or if I have, I don't remember. Alright. Well, that's kind of weird. I don't think I've ever really joined in a partial game that's already started, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see, so they got the point multiplier, and they're gonna grab the other one too, which I hope don't, but we'll see. Hopefully I can take this back. Oh, I hear Padoopadoops.
Good shit.
Hey, I'm trying to show people stuff here. Accuracy's a little duty right now, so forgive me. And I got double team. You know, that's cool. It happens. And yeah, a little squishy, but if you're able to maneuver around some people, it's really fun.
Now y'all
I
wanna lose, bro.
enjoy.
You see that shit?
Hey, bro, calm yourself. Alright, appreciate you. So yeah, this build, I thoroughly enjoy it. I've got a striker user here. swap to that house. I was trying to run around that dude, but then I got stuck because he freaking went the wrong way. Alright, now if I get a... How many teammates we got here? And you gonna get murked. Hey, that's what's up. Good teammates. Loaf, you running, son? Pop that mech, get myself back up. There we go. Get myself in on some of this. Come on. Ah. Well, got that dude, so you know that's all that matters. Loaf, you got so lucky, son. You are so low on health. I don't know how many times. Let's see. NPCs, what you doing? NPCs, you serious, bro? Alright, good teamwork there. Alright, so we need to take this stuff back. Nice. Let's see, do we got enough for the point multiplier? We do, but... Oh, accuracy doo-doo. I don't know how many guys I freaking hit, but I hit a bunch of people. Oh, Pitman, yeah. Played against that dude last night. Feel like he's suspect though. And they at C. And I got points for kills, and they just got a bunch of us right there. So we need to hopefully get C back, and then hopefully we can grab that other part of the objective. And hopefully that'll do okay for us. I see that one dude's over here. That's a regular dude, isn't it? Yeah. Why you running, son? Scared? Alright. Now if my aim don't go all doo-doo, and I get like a fair 1v1 situation, and you know, as you saw, I can take down strikers. I ripped some dude's health off decently, alright. I'm not gonna say it's like super OP melt, but it's got a lot of good burst damage to it. And I do have the up to 35% enemy armor damage whenever I'm using my AR, paired with the bits and pieces that have some enemy armor damage on them as well. So I was only doing that just to ignore part of their armor mitigation, which it's not bad. I'd probably have to, you know, mess around and see if just critting everything would be a good idea or not. But yeah, see, easy. Took down half his health. Of course, he's getting stacks. If he didn't have stacks, hey, that'd be a different story for you, because you're getting a little baby healing as well. But I didn't even pop a booster shot or a pulse. That was just straight raw 35% enemy armor damage to his forehead. And I made sure to have like that bare minimum of 35%. Why you running, dude? Just wanna be your friend. Alright, I'll get in one more game for you guys. Just cause I wasn't able to do a whole lot of killing there. And hopefully this one will go better. Yeah, joined late, 1 kill, 3 assists. And of course, if I was even more skilled at this game, that would help me out a lot. Alright. Oh, we got Memphis Legend, we got Pizzle, K Daddy Flare, Pretty Wise. I don't think I've seen that one. Oh no, that dude's gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to mute you, son. Get out of the tunnel. Quit blowing in the tunnel. Alright. Can you turn your fan down a little bit? You know, trying to make a vid. That's good. It's like a short stream, but regardless. Wow, who would have thought? The only props I'm gonna give him is that he's not using the Padoobadoo. That's the only thing I'm gonna give him. Wait, what? He had a concealer pulse and a overdose? I didn't pay that much attention to his stuff. Unless this is like a healer striker. And the only good thing about the enemy armor damage is if you're not shooting, if you're playing something like this, you can go through their enemy's armor, of course, not too badly, with 35%. Oh, just jumped and broke my legs there. Okay, so we got 1, we got 2, we're getting 3, alright. I'm actually pretty happy and surprised that I was able to jump into another match so quickly. Because usually you just gotta sit there and wait for people. They'll throw you in like a new lobby or a new list. But alright, I'm sorry, dude. I gotta mute you. That's kind of getting annoying. Trying to talk over that. Hello. Oh man. But yeah. But yeah. Yeah. Alright, you get that one. I'll go get the other one. Let's get it, dude. Let's get it. Kind of really excited about Division 2, seeing what all they're gonna bring on that one. Seeing all the new mechanics. Seeing what they're gonna keep, what they're not gonna keep. Oh, pfft. What? Oh, I got shot by another dude. Okay, I was like, that's some strong NPCs. But it's crazy. But yeah, see, like I said, if you get the jump on the striker, I pop the booster or pulse first, and then a booster shot, which is probably what I should be doing. Because I don't think it's really gonna do too much of a difference in terms of weapon damage if you pop one before the other or the other before the one. But after this match, I'm gonna back out and I'm gonna try that out actually, like, because I ain't never thought about it like that. If one would be better than the other to proc first. That's the only reason why I opt for accuracy, because sometimes my aiming is doo-doo. Get out of here, son. Go get that steadfast, get my health regen. Come on, kick in. Okay. Alright. Come on, team, you can do it! Oh, shoot. Yep, well, I tried swapping to my secondary, but you know, that doesn't always work half the time. So that's a thing. That is a thing. But yeah, I love running this build. It is extremely fun. Oh, see, that's when you know you're sad. If you got a freaking shock turret to help you and you're using an OP build like that. Only props I'm gonna give him is that he used a lightweight instead of a padoop or a house. I mean, I don't mind getting killed by the house, even though, you know, it is the strongest and most now overused SMG in the game. But it is what it is. Can't wait for patch 1.8.3, the nerf of Striker. I hope they nerf it correctly in terms of trying to get more balance back to this game, because before everything went classified, there was so much diversity in builds. It was fun. But now with Striker literally taking over everything, it's a little ridiculous. Just a little bit. I would honestly love for them to opt the damage that you do, cut it in half, just for the sheer fact of people are saying, oh, stop not getting that much healing unless you're running like a 10k or a 9k. So I don't see why people are saying to opt for taking out the healing when healing's not the issue, it's the amount of damage. Sure, it's supposed to be like none of the rest in terms of, hey, you're gonna get mad damage. I understand that, but if you can at least knock it down to half, then, you know, that'll be something too. Whew. Alright. Alright, never mind. I should probably just stay over there then. Alright. Gotta get that box out. So with accuracy, I've told and talked to a bunch of people about it. I just feel like if I'm more accurate and I can land my shots, regardless of if I have extra damage, then I'm gonna outgun someone that has a bunch of damage on their stuff and that can't aim. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense to say, I'll have more accuracy and hit you more, while you just spray and pray and hope to hit me. That's just how I look at it, though. Everybody looks at it differently, and if you're using Striker, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I do have some accuracy stuff on some of mine, but you a sad little dude. Oh, see, that's the stuff that kills me. A little wannabe Padoop user who thinks he's cool. Swagger kid, get out of here, son. Get out. But like I said, people run what they run. It is what it is. And we got a decent team this time because we bought both the objectives. So that's always what's up. I just need them to bring back diversity to the game. You can keep the healing. Shoot. Mate, like, just keep the healing. Take the damage down a little bit. Bam. Easy fix. Sure, you're using a showstopper. Well, whenever I did my... I think last night I was rocking the Striker just to see what kind of damage it'd be able to do. And I believe it was my 7.6 Striker. And at 100 stacks, I was doing 132 base damage. With 100 stacks. That is insane for a shotgun. And you're hitting that like 8 times? Come on, tell me that's not overpowered. Tell me that that's not crazy. Oh, trade-off. Memphis is rocking Alpha, probably with the Savages, you know, because that's the new meta for Alpha Bridge now. Everybody rocking like a 7.6 Alpha with Savages. Or they might be rocking the whole 6-piece, I don't know. That was also what was pretty cool about the game. Because I wasn't here for launch, I was here a year after, but I've heard a bunch from launch to now as far as, oh yeah, this patch, this was the main build, and this patch, this is the main thing people want for. I mean, it's pretty interesting because apparently the Seeker Mines used to be one-shotting. I would have loved to have been there. Apparently, for a good while, Sticky Bombs did one-shotting as well. And then Alpha Bridge somehow took over and was like the build that everybody went for, I guess because it had the little extra weapon damage that it would give you and stuff, but that's an NPC. Bruh. I don't even know what I was doing. No, is that... No, he's rocking Striker. I thought he was rocking that. Nah, he said Alpha's not that good anymore. Went to Striker like everybody else. Which I wish that wasn't the case. Because I know for... I would say it was halfway balanced out whenever they introduced Striker classified, Nomad classified, and Prec classified. Because those were the main three that took over. And then they messed up. They messed with Pred, and then they messed with Nomad big time, which I do not agree with at all. Because, like, that's just wrong. That's just 100% wrong. Alright, knocking. Look at that, that was like 4 strikers we've run into so far right here in this little encounter. Another striker? Bruh. And you over here beaming? Like, what the heck, yo? Get you up, son. And I thought about using different masks in terms of the one that states about giving you extra weapon damage whenever you pop med kits or extra resilience or something. But Yeah, with this amount of toughness, yeah, no one. I mean, people will mess with you, but you'll be able to sit there and literally face tank a striker with this stuff because, you know, 1.2 million health, it's a lot. Oh. He down. Pizzle get set down. No. Oh, no, no. Come on, strafing. Oh. I did that for you, team. Where you guys at? Oh, they all died or left? Rip. I went through all that crowd just to hope that my teammates would have got them, and those guys would have paid attention to me, which they did. I guess after killing all my other teammates. So rip the dream on that, but it's all good. It's all good. Oof. Bruh. How you want to run striker and get beat up? Huh? Like, is that what you do? Want to run striker and then get beat up, huh? Oh my god, dude. See, this is a lot better game. I'm getting better kills. Melted. Alright, let's shot her down there. See if I can't help get a few bullets over there. Gotta grab this back real quick. Get us the points, which I mean, I guess it don't matter. We already done one. Already done one. Boom. Captured that game just like that. Alright, now it's time to see how much better I did this round whenever I actually got to play a round. Look at that. 10 kills. 4 assists. I'd say that is pretty dang good. It's a really fun build. It's pretty strong. And as you saw, I was like that whole lobby there, like half their team easily, maybe their whole team was striker. I saw like 4, 5, 6 guys with striker. And yeah, like me, kind of like how Gourmet J stated, like you don't be scared. Like if you're in a 1v1, you hold the trigger down until you run out of bullets in that mag. Because if you let up early and pop a med kit, that could be your missed opportunity to have killed that guy and he kills you. So that's how I kind of take this build in terms of if I'm in a gunfight, I'll sit there and I'll take the heat because most of the time my accuracy is okay enough to where whenever I'm shooting, I can mow down striker or anything that stands in my way. Nomads are a little more difficult if they're solo, or even if they just have a proc, depending on how tough they are and what their firepower is. But I mean, it's still a super fun build. Let me go ahead and test one more thing for you guys, seeing if popping a pulse booster shot versus a booster shot pulse does anything different. I don't think it does, other than the amount of skill power that I will have, because of course one skill will be on cooldown, so I'll have that 10% less skill power. So let's see. 285, 495, and 123. Let's pop this. Alright, so both those changed. Popping this. Toughness is at 562. Skill power went down to 112 instead of 123, so that's that 10% difference right there that I'm getting. Health, or health. Toughness went up to 565, I believe it was. And so we're going to wait for these to come back and if see if my toughness changes, which I don't think it is because, I mean, it's a booster shot and that second skill is going to be active. But I know the firepower is going to, of course, go up. Skill power is, of course, going to drop down because I'm going to have a skill proc, which will drop the skill power, which will raise the firepower up. So let's try this. No, my bad. Health was 562. So that stayed the same. Skill power dropped down and stayed 112. And primary firepower went up to 322. So there's no difference really, other than how strong do you want to pulse. Because let's see, it's not on cooldown, so we're sitting at almost 10%, and we're sitting at 21% damage. So, oh, also while I'm here waiting, let me go ahead and show you the character sheet. With the AR, we're at 23% crit hit chance, 54% crit hit damage, 81% headshot, 2% accuracy, 42% stability. You know that's my ARs right there. Because I'm just one for stability. I mean, whenever I get or swap around mods to put crit hit damage on there, I'll do that as well. That's pretty much it. Enemy armor damage 35 with that AR. Just to ignore 35% of, say, like their 30 or 33% mitigation. Skills, low skill haste. I mean, I'd like to somehow find a way to maybe add a little bit more of that so that way I can get my skills a little bit faster. But nonetheless, if you got a team, it's not that bad. Let's see, max health is only at 335. Let's see, armor mitigation is at 32.35%. That's how much it mitigates. See, toughness is of course at 495. Let's check the house real quick. Crit damage 50-50, or crit chance, my bad, 50-50. Crit damage 81, headshot damage 61. That's only because I have all the crit damage and chance type mods and headshot mods on this weapon. 2% accuracy, not stable at all, or no stability. Let's see. Got 16% enemy armor damage. Don't care about the damage to elites. Let's see, skill power and skill haste stayed the same, and that stuff stayed the same as well. Alright. So, it's been fun. Been a lot of fun. But a little bit, just need to tweak around with better pieces as far as like my mask, my knee pads, skull gloves. I like them how they are. I mean, you can be the decider of that. Backpack, perfect. Barrett's chest piece, I think it's perfect. You can put EDR in there if you wanted, but skill haste. So basically, I just need to optimize these, my chest piece, my backpack, my holster, and get a little bit better mask and get a better knee pad, and I should be set. And try to take off fishes, put daily on it, get the extra crit damage. But nonetheless, that is it for me. I'm signing out. Be back with some more stuff sometime. I'm not sure exactly when.